Tonight for dinner, it is Monday, and we are having spaghetti. So I'm kind of tired today, and kids have been wearing me out, and I'm just like not in the mood for cooking. And so it really is awesome that a few days ago I did a bunch of freezer stuff, and then I cooked a bunch of meat and froze it. And I wrote on here it was for spaghetti. So it's some ground turkey. Okay, so I just thawed out the ground turkey. It only took like an hour. So this is a recipe from Dead is Dumb. This is how they used to make their spaghetti. So that was in there first, and then I added a 28-ounce can of diced tomatoes, 12 ounces of tomato paste, and then about 24 ounces of water. And then I added half a teaspoon of oregano, half a tablespoon of garlic salt, some Italian seasoning, about a fourth a teaspoon, and some black pepper, which is about probably a half to 1 teaspoon. So I just put all that in here. Oh, and they used to use spaghetti seasoning. They would get a big jar of it from Costco, but I never could find what they used. So I just started making my own spaghetti seasoning, which is right here. As you can see, I used 6 tablespoons of the seasoning that I made. There it is. But just super easy. Always have the ingredients on hand. So I just put everything in here, and I'm just going to let it cook on low for about 45 minutes. And that's the spaghetti sauce we're using. Alright, so there's our spaghetti, topped just with some shredded Parmesan cheese. And we got some green beans that we got in our CSA. So I just steamed them and then cooked them in some butter and seasoned it with salt and pepper. They're really good. And then just having a pear and oranges, but JoJo did not finish her job, as you can see. For dinner on Wednesday, we are having one of our usuals, some chicken salad wrapped up in a like a spinach herb tortilla, and just chopped up a tomato and some avocado. We'll just sprinkle some salt on that and eat it. And then I made some crock pot baked beans. So all it was 3 cans of pinto beans, 1.5 cups of ketchup, 1 1/4 cup of brown sugar, and then 1 teaspoon of Coleman's mustard powder. And I've just had that cooking in the crock pot on high for like 5 hours, so I just turned it down, and they're really good. So I'll put the recipe below. And that is what is for dinner on Wednesday. For dinner on Friday, we were going to have just breakfast like we always do. But then a couple hours ago, I started craving Mexican food really bad, and I was really tempted to go up to Jared and be like, hey, let's go eat some Mexican food. But then I remembered this migas recipe. I saw the former Mrs. Jones in her grocery haul talking about migas, and I've never made them. I think I may have had them at a Mexican restaurant, but I don't remember. So I looked up a recipe, and the first one that came up was Pioneer Woman's. So I'm attempting her recipe. I had everything I needed for them. So that's what I was showing you over here. Was I went ahead and I had some corn tortillas, so I fried them in some grapeseed oil, and I think I may have put too much oil in there, but it's okay. So I'm having her recipe, so it called for 2 tortillas, then I went ahead and made an extra one just for fun. And then I've already got all my veggies chopped up. I've got some tomato, some serrano peppers, a little bit of red onion, some red bell pepper, some green bell pepper. I grated some cheese. In her recipe she uses the cotija cheese, which I'm sure would be way better, but I just used what I had on hand, which was a little bit of pepper jack and some sharp cheddar cheese. And then in here I have whisked together 6 eggs with a little bit of milk and a little bit of whipping cream, because I didn't have half and half, so I'm trying that out, and a little bit of salt and pepper. And then on the side we'll have a can of black beans, and I'm going to throw in some rotel. So I got my stuff fried. Now I'm going to start sauteing the veggies. So I just added a half a tablespoon of that oil in here, along with half a tablespoon of butter. Then I added my red onions and my bell peppers. So I'm going to let those cook on medium-high heat for about 4 minutes. Then I threw in these tomatoes, and I'm going to let that cook for about 30 more seconds. And then I threw in my chopped up tortilla pieces and the jalapenos, and I turned it down to low. Okay, now when the heat decreased some, she said you don't want it to be too hot. I poured in the egg mixture, and she says just to gently fold it. Don't stir it or beat it. So we're just letting it cook low and slow, I guess. It smells delicious. Looks delicious too, doesn't it? Alright, it took a while for the eggs to cook on low, but they finally are cooked through, so I added some chopped cilantro and the shredded cheese. Now I'm just going to mix it all together. Looks kind of crazy. But there it is. I will show it plated up and let you know how we like it. Thanks former Mrs. Jones for recommending migas. For dinner on Monday, we are having this grilled ginger sesame chicken salad that I've made a few times before. We always, when we get a big thing of Napa cabbage in our CSA box, this is what I always make with it. So I'm having mine with tofu. I marinated some tofu in the same marinade as the chicken, and then we grilled it. So there's mine. Yes, I'm a weirdo. And there's the chicken. It's really good, but I'm trying just not to eat meat at all this week. So it's got the cabbage. It has carrots, it has cilantro, it has sesame seeds, toasted almonds, some green onions, and then the chicken. There's the dressing. It's delicious, and I'll put the recipe below. So that's what's for dinner on Monday.